Hi, I'm Maureen Gold, also known as Happy Stampin' Mom. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in the United States in the state of New Jersey. And this is September's Stampin' Around the World video hop. Our theme this month is celebrations, so I chose to use the Lovely and Sweet stamp set. I really like this stamp set. It's one of my favorites. I love how it has the almond flour, the cocoa, and then also the vanilla. I'm going to be focusing on the cocoa because I do like cocoa. I love hot chocolate, so that would be the one that I would decide to use. I will also be using the circle die from the Spotlight on Nature. So it has lots of dies. I'll be using one of them, and you'll see when we get closer to that. I will also be using the You Did It sentiment from the beautiful balloon stamp set. To create this card, I am going to be using the paper that coordinates with Lovely and Sweet, and that paper is right here. This is called the Nature Sweetness Specialty Designer Series paper. It's a 12 by 12 pack of paper. I cut mine because I don't have any more 12 by 12 sheets left because I've been using it a lot. So mine are cut into 6 by 6. But you can see, like, it's called the Specialty Designer Series paper because of the gold that's in it. And you can see the gold on all of these sheets. When I flip it over, because it is two-sided, this side does not have the gold specks or gold in what do I want to call enhancements or whatever. It's just regular and kind of plain, but beautiful plain. Okay, so my card is a bit shiny. I'm using most of the shiny side of the card. So this is, or the card stock. This is my card. It says congratulations. So our theme this month is celebrations, and celebrations could be a congratulatory card for someone to congratulate them for a job well done or getting a new job or just for anything exciting. So I chose to go with congratulations. So before we jump into start making this card, I want to remind you to check the description for links to other demonstrators who are also in this Stampin' Around the World video hop. You'll see lots of other demonstrators, talented demonstrators, showing you cards that focus on the theme of celebrations. Okay? All right, so remember to give me a thumbs up to like this video, and we're going to jump on in. So to create my card, let me move some things out of the way. To create my card, I am using the Pebbled Path cardstock. This is cut, I'm going to tell you in inches. Next month, I'll make sure I put all, I'll do inches and centimeters and all of that. But for this month, this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4, and this is my card base. So I'm just going to fold it over. I'm going to grab my bone folder and burnish that edge like that. And I have lots of pieces over here ready to assemble. So I'm going to put adhesive on this and assemble it right here on top. Super, super easy. As soon as I find my adhesive, here we go. Now, I think I may run out while we are doing this, and you'll just get to see how we reload it. So it'll be no problem. You want to make sure if you're using this designer series paper, you want to make sure you orient it in the correct way so that your words are not upside down. So I'm going to layer this on here. And this piece that I'm layering is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so the next thing I did is I cut out some strips. I have this white, I'm calling it like a WordPress because it's like a type font there. This is 3.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch. This one is 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to adhere them to the left side. I'm going to start off with this one here. Get my adhesive and just keep my fingers crossed because maybe I will not run out. We shall see. I'm going to adhere it to the left side, about right here. Then I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this one. And I could have chosen anyway. I could have done it this way as well. Let's see. Do I want to change it up? That might add a little bit more color. I had it like this. I think I'm going to stick with the way I had it. But these papers are just very versatile. You can just turn them around. They all seem to go together. I'll have to show you another card that I created using this same designer series paper. Actually, the other one I cased from someone. So I will show you that one at the end. It's another way to use this paper and it's really cute. All right, so I have these two pieces all set. So now we're going to get ready to do some die cutting. I want to bring this in and I am going to die cut my circle. Let's see, I want to make sure we don't have any, I want to cover up the circles there so that's not too annoying to you. Inside this case, let's see, I am going to be using this circle here, this one, which fits right there. So I'm going to take that out. I am also going to be die cutting a few other things. Let me bring up my Stamp and Emboss machine. I'm using the big one today because I'm going to put a lot of things on at one time. So let's see, hope you can see it. I think you can. Okay, so I am going to be die cutting this circle. I am also going to do some die cutting with some gold leaves, little accents for my card, and also some flowers. So I'm going to do all of this at one time. I do have one other thing, but I think it might not fit. I don't want to get too crazy here. So we'll do these and then I will run it through one more time with my last thing here. Okay, so of course now it doesn't want to go in. I think I have it crooked. Okay. Here we go. Everything's shaking. It's working well. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the circle. I'm going to push this out. It sort of doesn't want to come out very easily. There we go. Looks like that. I'm going to put that up there. My flowers are going to need some help coming out, so we're going to just move them to the side and I'll get them in a minute. Oh, that one came out. I also want to cut out this. This is my cocoa or cocoa, and this actually came from this paper. So this paper, if I can get it out, it's beautiful paper, but one thing that makes it super special is that you can use the dies to cut out the designs. So I cut around one of these and now I'm going to use my die to cut it out. I think it's still in the case. Let me get it out of the case. So it is this one that I need. And sometimes I do have to use my little tape to make it stay in place. Let me turn this around and line this up. Make sure it's just right. Okay, I think that is it. I'm going to put my tape right there. And then push this through. Okay, I think I have cut everything that I need to cut. So let's see. Alrighty. It's me trying to make sure you're not blinded by my ring light. Ring lights are awesome, except when they reflect when you're videoing. Not so much fun then. Okay, so I am going to take my tape off. Look at that, it's beautiful. And it cuts it out perfectly. So a lot of the images that are in there have dies for them. Let me bring that paper back. just to show you. So you can use a die for this one. There's a die for this one and a die for that one. So beautiful. And then other things you can cut out, like this one here. I am going to add that to my card as well. Okay, so the next thing I want to do for my card is I want to make sure I have these flowers ready. Let's see, I have one there. Let me get my take your pick tool so that I can push everything else out because it's stuck in there. So it's great to have your take your pick tool. You can push it right on out. And then the same for this. Let's get this out. There we go. And this one. They're awesome. Okay. And I think so. So Stampin' Up has, they know what they're doing. They have multiple dies of the same image, so that I guess dies of the same image. I don't know if image is the right word, but they have multiple dies of the same cut or whatever, same make. And that is so that if you wanted to cut lots of flowers out, you have more than one of these. So I think there's like 3 or 4 of them in the set. And it's for convenience, so you don't have to run the same one through again and again and again. So that is awesome. I was able to run 2 of them through, and I know that there were more. I'm not going to look right now because I want to keep moving along with my video. So the next thing I want to do is I am going to add my circle to my card. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of it. So here we go. Lots of adhesive. Fingers crossed that I don't run out. And I'm putting a lot because I do want to stick some things off the edge. I'm always sticking things off. I think my last card I stuck some things off the edge as well. So I'm sticking this one here, putting this one here, just like that. Just think it makes it look interesting when you have lots of different features to your card. Okay, so I'm going to add it here, nice and flat. Awesome. Okay, so my next step is to do some stamping, some embossing actually. I do love embossing because I think it adds a little extra to your card. So I am going to emboss the word congratulations on here. And to emboss, I am going to use some Versamark. I have my stamps here. It says congratulations. When you are embossing, it's good to use your little embossing buddy. An embossing buddy is great because it gets rid of the oils from your fingers, and that way when you go to use the Versamark and the powder, it doesn't collect the dust, like the oils. If you left oils behind on the paper, then your embossing powder may stick to places you don't want it to stick to. So that is why we use the embossing buddy. So I'm going to ink up my congratulations using the Versamark. And then I am going to, make sure you can see it, I'm going to just try and make this nice and straight and stamp across. Congratulations. There we go. All right, so there it is. The next step is to use my embossing powder. My embossing powder is, I've had it a long time. It has a different label than what you would find now from Stampin' Up, but it works just the same. So I'm going to put this here. I am going to open it up, and I'm actually just going to shake it right on top, just like that. And then I am going to tap it off like that. And if you notice that you have a little bit there, a little bit of the powder sitting there, which I do, Stampin' Up has an embossing kit, and it comes with a brush. I don't like a paintbrush. I don't know where my paintbrush is, but here's one that I have. It's kind of too big, so I'm going to hold it pretty tight, and I'm just going to go in here and get this extra powder off. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to just sit this down for a second because I want to put this away. I just sort of fold up my paper like this and tap it right back in there. And hope that it goes. Okay. You probably could use that paper again, but I throw it away because I don't want the powder from the paper, because it doesn't come all the way off the paper. I'm sure I could use some things and make it work, but right now I am not. All right, I am going to grab my heat tool, and we are going to do some embossing. So I'm going to turn this on and just heat this up. Sometimes I add heat to the back and then to the front. That way it doesn't curl too much. But if you look closely, you'll see when it changes. And that's what I love about embossing. And it changes, and there we go. It's getting nice and white. Congratulations. Just move your fingers out the way because it does get hot. And there we go. Awesome. Okay, hopefully you could hear me the whole time. All right, so I am next going to add the word congratulations to the top. I am going to cut a straight line on the right side, about here, nice and straight. And then I'm going to cut a diagonal here. I just like to make it look a little interesting, different. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. I am going to add some adhesive to the back of this one. Oh, my adhesive is hanging in there. Okay, I'm going to line it up to the right edge. And I guess I want it about right here. And then let it go across like that. So there we go. Next, I'm going to take my cocoa, I don't know. We're going to call it cocoa. I'm going to take my cocoa plant and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Like this. So that this part can sit up a little bit higher. And then that section right there is a little smaller, so I'm going to use the mini dimensionals and put a couple there. I'm going to put one right here as well, in the middle. Okay. And now I'm going to take the backings off. It's time to clean my little dish out. There are a lot of backings in there. Alrighty. Almost. And this card, I mean, this paper is great, as I have said a few times, but also this card could be for a male or a female. It probably has more masculine energy. I don't know. Maybe it has more feminine energy. I don't know. But I think you probably could give this to either one and it would be fine. So there we have that. Now I have some flowers I want to add. And I'm going to use my Tombow Mono liquid glue. Put a little dot here. And I'm going to stick this one. I'm going to put it right up here. And I'm going to hold it still for a minute just to make sure it doesn't move on me. And I know I cut out 4, but guess what? I'm only going to use 2. And I'm only going to use 2. I typically do things in 3s. But the reason I'm only going to use 2 is because I have all of this going on over here. So that's kind of like taking the place of a 3rd one. So I have my triangle with my, guess you could call this your embellishments. So that creates a triangle there. Okay. One other thing I did is I added some iridescent pearls to the flowers because I thought that added something extra. And here we go. One thing I noticed about me, well, I noticed a lot of things about me, but one thing I noticed about my card making is I often have circles in there. I'm going to try real hard next month not to include a circle in my card. We shall see. But I like the circle. I feel like it just pulls it all together. Gives you a nice focal point right there. Okay, so I put pearls right there in the center. And we are quickly going to do the inside of the card, and we will call this one done. So for the inside of the card, I am going to use, let's see, I have my, oh boy, what is this called? Basic Beige, I think is this. I think that's what it's called. So this is for the inside. It's 4 1/4 inches by 3 inches. I also have a white layer to go on top of it. This is 4 1/8 inches by 2 7/8 inches. And I'm going to layer that here. But I do want to stamp on that first. So I am going to grab my Pebbled Path ink. And put this here. I feel like I'm always moving things around to find room. And I'm going to use that You Did It stamp. And stamp that here. Just like that. Close this up, move it out of the way. And I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. Just make sure I cover that circle up. Don't want to blind anyone. Okay, there we go. And then it's very sticky. I'm going to layer it on this one. Just like that. Add some adhesive on here. Remember to check the description when you're finished watching my video so that you can see what all the other demonstrators did with the theme of celebrations. And remember to give me that thumbs up. Also, you can click on the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release more videos. So here you can see the inside says You Did It. I also want to add this flower. So I did cut this out of that same paper. And I'm just going to add it right there. You could cut it to make it fit the corners, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add some adhesive here. And stick that there. And I'm going to close that up. And that is my completed card. Looks just like this one. So there we go. These are my celebration cards. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to check the description so that you can see what the other ladies came up with. And I will see you next month. But remember to give me a thumbs up. Click the bell icon to get notifications for more videos. And also give me, if you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be great too. So you can click on the subscribe. And then I will see you next month with a whole new theme. Along with all the other ladies. So thanks for watching. From me to you, happy stamping. Bye-bye.